Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to give you some suggestions, some tips, some areas to look out for if you're trying to figure out, how toxic is this person? If you're trying to figure out, is this person a narcissist? Do they fall on a spectrum? Well, I'm going to give you 6 areas to consider with them to help you make this decision, okay? So I think this is really helpful for those of you who have already experienced narcissistic abuse and you're going back out there, you're starting to meet people. You want to be able to utilize your time with them in a way where you're actually getting to figure out if they have these things going on with them, all right? This way we don't fall into the same cycle of abuse with a different name and a different face. And then for those of you who may not have ever experienced it, there's nothing wrong with being proactive, with being educated so that you don't end up, in those shoes yourself, all right? So here are, 6 areas or things to consider in a person when you're trying to figure this out about them. Number 1, you want to observe, are they rushers? Do they have a tendency to rush with things? Example, are they rebounding out of another relationship? They haven't even been single for a month. They haven't even been single for a week. This is what you're going to be looking for. Are they trying to rush the relationship? We know about the narcissist love bomb, going from 0 to 100. Are they extending more trust to you than they should, or you didn't earn that amount of trust, you should not have earned their love just yet, certain things that you haven't, like I said, earned yet, but yet they're giving it to you. This is called rushing, guys. So narcissists, when they get in that love bomb phase, they're romanticizing relationships, that idealizing the other person, and they have a tendency to rush, okay? So scope the person for rushing. Are they too hasty? Do they not want to take their time? Are they making things too urgent? This all falls in line with rushing, guys, all right? Do you feel smothered? They're coming on too strong. You guys get the idea here. Rushing. So measure or observe, do you see any rushing trends with their energy, their personality, and the way that they lead their life, okay? Number 2 here, I have high turnovers. Narcissists aren't good about following through. Hold on a minute. They start things, but they don't finish them. You know what? Hold on a minute, guys. I don't want this to interrupt anything else. There we go. All right. So narcissists aren't exactly, the kind of people that finish what they start, right? And that's why we see a trail of, fails, a trail of devastation in their life. They start something, they put it down, they start something else, and this is what they do. So this is, when you sit down and you talk to someone and they're unable to hold a steady job, they can't, they've had about 100 businesses and have not followed through on any of them. Like one minute they're the jack of all trades and the master of nothing. These type of people, high turnovers. Lots and lots of relationships, because we know they're relationship junkies. They're addicted to relationships. They can't be alone, and they're just unstable in life. Like, have you sat down for 1 second anywhere? The only time they might be still is when they're sleeping. Other than that, they're just scattered all over the darn place. Like, no stability. So you want to check this person for high turnovers in their life. All right, high turnovers. Chances are they're toxic and possibly a narcissist. All right, because they don't follow through, guys. They're not about finishing. Because guess what? They have to go through the devalue and the discard. So when they're discarding, it's beyond people. We're talking about, their careers, their jobs, everything. Nothing sticks around too long with a narcissist unless it decides to become toxic with it. or, is being held captive. So number 3, guys, we want to have an accountability test, if you will. Listen to them and how they talk about their past relationships, because most of the time, the narcissists, if they're picking you out and they're trying to prime you, they feel like you're empathetic, okay? So they're going to give you all these sob stories, how nobody was there for them, and listen to these stories. Do they take any accountability when they talk about these experiences and situations? Do they ever admit any type of fault or error of their ways? Were they ever wrong, basically? So if everything was always somebody else's fault, whew, that's a big red flag right there of a person that doesn't like to take accountability. All right, because we know that they're the common denominator in all those fails and all of those situations and experiences. They played their part as well. We always play our part, okay? So you want to do some type of accountability test. Narcissists do not like to take accountability. They like to point fingers, okay? It's always somebody else's fault, right? All right, so let's measure their accountability. Number 4 on here is reciprocation. Because, when a narcissist is love bombing you, or toxic people, they're promising you the moon and stars. They're making it seem is the key word, that they're going to do all these things for you, when in actuality, it's all these things that they want from you, and they never plan on delivering their share, or, making good on their promises, or, what they said that they were. So when we're talking about reciprocation here, we're also talking about measuring their selfishness, all right? So a way to test this is to ask them for the things that they ask from you, or just ask them for anything, period. Or you can observe the way that they treat others. Maybe you guys are out, did the narcissist leave a tip? Things like that. How do they treat people who are in service positions even? You can see this on dates, okay? So another thing with reciprocation is, it can go on the other hand, because the narcissist felt like they did something for you, they might want something back twice as much. They're always titting for tatting, because they don't ever want to feel like someone has gotten something from them and they didn't get back in return. The way their perceptions of giving is always with an intent. Well, yeah, I'm going to give her these crumbs because I'm going to get a whole loaf from her. I'm cool with giving her a crumb. I'm getting a loaf back, So be careful with that, and you can observe that. If they've done something from you, how quickly or how soon will it be when they call you in for a favor that's at least twice or more of what they give? It definitely won't be even. Okay, they're going to put tax and interest on it, okay? So that's another way to gauge the reciprocation, other than you asking, see how quickly it'll be before they ask and or throw in your face or exaggerate the amount of help that they gave you to begin with. These are the type of things that they'll do. All right? They're kind of like the people that will say, I made you. God made you. Your mama carried you. Your dad, your mom, your dad. Earthly physical form, they'll take all that. Oh, I'm the one who made you, you wouldn't be nothing without me. This is the type of thing that those type of people will do. All right. Shoot, if they gave you 1 cent, they gave you $1 million type of thing. So it's just they're very delusional, okay, and they dilute themselves. They're just not walking in the truth, guys. All right. So the 5th thing here on my list is individuality, all right? Because we know also that narcissists mirror, toxic people. They've lost their identity because they're not in tune with themselves. So, and also to be favorable and likable to the source that they are trying to con at the time, of course, they want to seem like they're like you. Scientists have studied it. The typical person like other people that are like them. And narcissists may have that emotional maturity, and they're using that to fool you eventually, okay? So do they like everything that you like miraculously? So, is that a coincidence or a setup? So this is what you guys have to be considering here. The individuality, like nobody should just like everything that you like. Like, come on, like, you know. All right, so number 6, guys, on my list here. And you know what, before I go on from that, let's go back to the individuality, because this is the other end of that stick. You know, when they're love bombing you, they love all these things about you, right? But then later on, it's a disdain for it, and they're complaining about it too. So there's another way to measure that eventually. So number 6, we want to check for the empathy. We know that, you know, narcissistic people, they don't have empathy. The section of the brain that deals with that, it just isn't triggered like it is in non-narcissistic people. So you can express some pain, express some sorrow, express a loss or something, and observe their reactions. It might actually make them awkward. You know, they may not know what to say. Like, and what they do, it may be unnatural, like, you know, uneasy about it. It may not just flow from them. Or you might, if you just really in tune with yourself and energy, you'll feel the fake and the plasticness of, you know, of what they're doing. And then the same thing for the empathy. Empathy is happiness for you. Express something good going on in your life. You know, see if they get quiet, or if they're, you know, being sincerely happy for you. You know, that's the flip side that we could be checking for as well, because, you know, chances are the narcissist is going to be jealous. You know, they're not wanting to see you succeed, you know, certainly not beyond anything that they've done. All right, so these are the areas, guys, that you can be checking on a person when you're first meeting them, and you're sitting down and you're having conversations. Make it count. And, you know, all along you can be thinking about these areas to measure their toxicity. So number 1, are they rushing or are they rushers? Number 2, do they have high turnovers? Never could hold a steady job. Had like 15 relationships in 1 year. You know, there's constantly can't finish nothing that they started. You know, just unstable, all over the place and scattered. Okay. Number 3, accountability test. Do they ever admit their fault? Are they ever wrong for anything? Goodness. Did you do one thing wrong in your life? Number 4 here is reciprocation. Are they selfish? You know, are they willing to give you what they ask of you? If you do something for them, are they doing a tit for tat? All right. Number 5, individuality. Are they just acting like they're a clone of you? Mirroring everything? Like, do you have a mind of your own? Do you have your own personality, likes and dislikes? All right. And number 6, empathy. Can they sincerely express happiness for you, or can they sincerely express concern when, you know, you're going through something? All right. So these are 6 quick areas that you can test a person for narcissism. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope that this can help someone who's pondering over a person, like trying to consider, but the simple fact that you're even pondering it might already be giving you the answer. So, you know, maybe that could be our little bonus number 7 here. Listen to your gut. All right, listen to your gut. Get in tune with your inner voice and your conscience and your discernments, guys. All right, if it's screaming to you, back away, toxic person, you know, listen to it. All right. Sometimes survivors need too much information. Like, one thing is enough. They don't have to be doing all the things on this list for you to back away from them. One of them could be a deal breaker. Okay. So we have to get to that place where we don't need a mountain of evidence. We don't have to be 1,000% sure to know if you should mess with someone or not. But that only means that you need to get clear about your standards and your own boundaries. What are deal breakers and what aren't deal breakers for you, okay? So get clear about that, and then you don't have to be walking the fence, so to speak, when you're gauging things with people, and especially once you clearly begin to see that they are toxic. All right. So if this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I believe, are we over 600 videos on this channel? Yeah, that talks about emotional maturity or increasing emotional intelligence, toxic relationships, lots of content on narcissistic abuse. I have the free support group over on Facebook, guys. You're welcome to join. Just inbox me and let me know you're a survivor, because I get a lot of requests and I'm really buckling down on who I let in the group, all right? The other thing is, if you want some one-on-one help, I do offer private coaching to help people heal through narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships, or really help for anything in life, honestly, goals that you're trying to meet, doing your shadow work with yourself. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website, lakiacrawford.com, and schedule your appointment. I do voice calls, I do FaceTimes and Skypes, I do email coaching. There's all types of things that you could take advantage of. Go ahead and look at that. And down below in the description, guys, you can find out about the books that I've written, the No Narc Zone merch that I have, and the Patreon, how you can support my causes with monthly contributions and get some great perks back for doing so. So you can go look into that as well, guys. I love the way the channel is growing. Thank you for all the love that you're showing. Great ways to support the channel is to always hit that like button, guys, and leave comments down below. I'm always taking video suggestions, of course. And with that being said, guys, keep doing the work. Never give up on yourself. And until next time, please take care.